All right. So you know what's crazy is so many people cannot let things go. Everybody's got to be like, think about it. Everybody's got to one up the next person, or like somebody did you wrong, so like you got to get one up on them, and like everybody's like, that's bullshit. You shouldn't like let them do that to you and this and that. And I'm like, what is the point of wasting energy on things that do not serve you? Simple as that. Like there's no point in putting energy. Don't get me wrong. In the full essence of things, you do need to feel. You need to feel. You need to understand your emotions. And granted, there may be some things that I haven't been through that other people have, and it might be a lot worse. But what I'm saying is, to hold on to grudges, or to hold on to grief, or to hold on to things that don't serve you will weigh you down eventually. It depends on how long you dwell there. The longer you dwell somewhere, the more enhanced it becomes. Like, the more you resist something, the harder the friction becomes. And that's with anything in life. And life is not necessarily about happiness. Life is about the pain that you're willing to endure, because life is painful. Life is about the things that you're willing to sacrifice for, suffer for, the things that mean something to you, that make life worth living. And that's why they always say, everything that's easy is not worth it. Everything that like is hard, it puts worth to it. So the amount of hard that you're enduring is the amount of worth of the level of something that you're wanting to put on something as well. So like, the harder your life is, so to speak, the harder that you have it, so to speak, the more worth it you can make your life become, the more purpose you can find for yourself. And I realize some people might disagree with that. However, that's you. And so like, for me personally, everything that I go through, I grow through. And it might be something very depleting. It might be something that's not very fair. It might be something that really doesn't make sense to me in like the short term of things, but in the grand scheme of things, it makes so much sense. Everything makes so much sense, because you're not just like letting go of something that doesn't serve you. You're also relinquishing all of the weight, all of the excess weight that you have on yourself, that is not allowing you to focus on the potential that is yours. And whether it's allowing you to thrive on it through that endeavor is a different story. But for most people, it really depletes their confidence in who they are, because it throws such a rail, a wrench in like who you are, what you're doing, what your purpose is, what you've sort of created for yourself. But I think that when you can have a good understanding of what you stand for, you can have a good foundational aspect of like what it is that you are putting your purpose towards, and what you continue to consider as your purpose, and what you're doing for yourself. I think that that's very important, because if you don't do that for yourself, you're not living for yourself. And at that point, the regret starts to seep in, because if something does happen, let's say you're like diagnosed with something, or like something just crazy ends up happening, at least now you have more of a grasp on the things that matter to you, not necessarily to other people, but to you. And you've thought about that process now, and now you're a little bit more fluent in how you act, how you react, and how everything just sort of like works in your own mind in that sort of aspect, in that realm. And I think that that is one of the most important things that you can really discover about yourself, because when you don't, everything is very chaotic, everything is very sort of unstructured and all that. And so it can just be very, very difficult to come back from that. And so my point with this is just be familiar. Don't hold grudges, and don't take things personally, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting to go tit for tat. It really is. Just let it fucking go. If it doesn't serve you, let it go. let it go and focus on things that will serve you. Outlet all of the negative into and transmute that negative into a positive that is going to serve you, that is going to make sense, that is going to further your productivity into what and who you want to be. And that is really the thing, is like, determine what that is for yourself, because if not, then it's very easy to fall into the trap of loss and fall into the trap of ego, so to speak. But that's kind of my message. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped anybody who feels like maybe somebody got one over on them. You know what I mean? Like, dude, just let it go. Just fucking let it go. Like, who cares? Who fucking cares? Really? And if you do care, you care. That's fine. Either way, I don't really care. But if it's depleting who you are and it's inhibiting your decision making and you're sitting there dwelling over it, then obviously start to focus on why you care so much. Because if it's inhibiting your ability to just be yourself, and you're sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, they said this, so now I'm like, fuck. It's just like, don't. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Good vibes. I hope you guys have a great day. And I hope you guys have had a great week. But yes. Peace. Hope so.